Hello. So, today I accomplished my goals of, I had a dog training session and it went very, very well. And I was a little floored. I'm always floored at praise because I often feel like an imposter. Imposter syndrome when it comes to dog training. I get really good feedback and good reviews, but I still I've been doing it for years and I still doubt myself and my abilities and that I'm not as good as they're saying. They're just saying that to be nice, that kind of thing. But this client said that I asked, as I asked towards the end, is there anything that you wanted us to work on that we did not cover? And he said, no, this program has been amazing. And I almost fell on the floor. And they got another new puppy, which they are planning. We have plans for me to help them with her. So, in fact, the majority of my clients come from referrals from other clients and referrals from the vets in our local area. The rest of them find me on Facebook or Google. So that was good. And then, but I was disappointed in the beginning of the day because I could not get myself to get up and go to Mass. And I live in a small town surrounded by small towns. It's like rural with these little towns. And so the parish that I belong to has like 3 or 4, I think it's 3 towns that one priest serves. And so he has to, every time there's Mass, he has to get in his car and drive to the next place. It makes me feel like I'm like in Little House on the Prairie times. But where the minister or whatever would travel from town to town or settlement to settlement to marry people. Anyway, but I noticed that I would be done with this client in time for me to not only make Mass in the evening at another church, a different town, but that I was going to have 20 minutes at home as a transitional phase, which is important for the autism. And I have to have the transition phase. I then have to spend a few minutes in my car when I get there to transition to church mode, I guess. And so I have been to this church, but not for a service. I went for like an ice cream thing and social or something, and it was to welcome the new priest, that's right. And so it was the first time I went to a service there, and I think that I really prefer their setup. I think it is more autistic friendly for me. I was able to keep my headphones on and still hear the priest and the deacons who were speaking, doing the readings. If I set my headphones on to just quiet, and it would dampen out the kids. There was like one kind of crying, making kid noises. For some reason, kid noises really bother me. It kind of died that out, but they had a microphone, a nice audio system that made it possible for me to clearly hear in the headphones. These are so expensive, but so worth it. It has different settings. In this setting on quiet was perfect. I was able to follow along on the missal better, concentrate better, pay attention better, get the message. I was getting the message. I wasn't just hearing words. I was feeling something. I wasn't struggling like I do at the church that's like 5 minutes from my house. But this one is like 25 minutes from my house. But theirs is later in the morning, their regular one. But they also have a Saturday one at 6:30 in the evening, and they have their Sunday one is at 10. So I would still get up like an hour and a half later to get there in time. So I am not a morning person, and I have to struggle to stay awake. I take a lot of medication at night, and it sometimes carries over. And in addition, temporarily I'm on a muscle relaxer, and I just find it very difficult to focus that early in the morning. I've been that way since a child. But I think I'm really gonna check out their Sunday Mass at that church, same parish, but same priest, and see how I like it, because I imagine there's gonna be more people than there were, because this was a special. This was not Sunday Mass. This was on Monday, because the Immaculate Conception, Feast of the Immaculate Conception landed on Sunday, so they separated. So you do and both are of obligation. The word escapes me. Anyway, you're obliged to go to both Sunday and Monday, because if they both land on Sunday, you're not supposed to celebrate both Sunday, your usual Sunday Mass, and the special one, because there are others too. You have to go twice to celebrate separately. So, but it just had a homier feel. It was just warmer, and I felt more comfortable with the people. I didn't talk to anyone, but except saying hello to the priest as I scuttled out the door really fast like I do. People always stick around to mingle. I am incapable of mingling most of the time. I can ask a question and walk away, autism, or I can sit there and talk to you about one thing without stopping and interrupting you and not letting you speak because I am stuck on that topic. And when the idea comes in my head, I have to say it out loud, regardless if you're in the middle of what you're saying. So I just avoid talking to people, except for people I am comfortable with and understand my tendencies and my style. But even my mother gets frustrated with me because of the interruptions in finishing sentences and things. So anyway, so today's prayers are, I'm just going to say one quick prayer, which I have written down. I find I do better. I'm more eloquent writing it down and then reading it aloud. So, lately I found I keep forgetting to genuflex. I have a hard time saying that word. And Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. When I go in the church, I was doing it fine, and then suddenly I would just walk straight to the pew and sit down. I'd have to pop right back up and go back to the, I'm losing my words today, where the holy water is kept, and I have to go back up there, do that, and go back to my seat. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. So, dear God, thank you for putting the next town's Catholic Church in my parish, in my path. I think I might like going there. I felt more of a connection there. More of what I have been searching for. More feeling and less thinking. Amen. And what I mean by what I've been looking for is I can read things and regurgitate the words. It might not sound like it on here, but I can pray my rosary if I'm not doing it on camera by heart through. Except I'm still memorizing Hail Holy Queen. I would like to have that one memorized. And I can spit out the words and intellectually tell you what's going on and what they mean, but I don't always feel it. I've always been that way. I'm in my head. I'm not here. I'm here. And I have been longing for this. I want to feel it. When it comes out of my mouth, when I talk about religion, it sounds like I'm talking about biology or chemistry. And so I'm longing for feelings from what I am reading and hearing when I go to Mass and just throughout my day. I'm very logical, literal, but I long for the feelings that are intended for those words. And that's why I think it's so difficult for me to express my feelings. They're there. I think they're there. I just think there's like a blockage that I can't. I have trouble explaining it. I think it's that I think I know how I should feel, and what might be the appropriate response, but I don't actually feel the feeling. I can name it, but I'm not feeling it. I want it desperately, and I'm fighting for it. I've been longing for this since I was a very young child. And that's a story, that's another story for another day. I will maybe talk about that tomorrow. I have some days free coming up, and I've decided I was going to go through things to see if I could sell them on Swap Shop and make a little money, because I am in desperate need for money. But it is the giving season, and I realized I'm holding on to things that have no purpose and that I don't need and are in good condition and other people could use or would like. So I'm going to go on a little scavenger hunt with my belongings to help me declutter and clear up my brain a little bit by cleaning up my environment and donating to my favorite thrift store. And when I go to take the stuff, let's hope I can handle myself and not buy stuff, because I really don't have the money to buy stuff. I've been really good at only, like this month has been really good about impulsive buying. So okay, so my goal for tomorrow, I have two goals. I desperately need to take my laptop to the computer repair place because the battery is not holding a charge. And it's working fine, but that's not a good sign. I can't afford a new laptop, and I will have guaranteed major meltdowns trying to get a new one set up. So please be able to fix it. Please, God, please let them be able to just fix it. And then it's working fine though. It just won't hold the charge. So tomorrow is get the laptop. It's in the same town, so I'm gonna get the laptop and get some things I can quickly grab to donate. And tonight I think I'm gonna pray, not online. I'm editing my Sorrowful Mysteries on my laptop, so that might be a while. But with one of my new rosaries, even though they're not blessed yet, I just want to get a feel for them. It always feels like this sensation I get when I pray with a new rosary. I'm afraid I'm going to end up with like 3 million of them. Yeah, so those are my goals. Some stuff to donate, computer to the computer repair, and I have to get some silk dark chocolate milk. I drink that every night. Or is it almond? I don't remember. I think it's almond. Anyway, it's dark chocolate, and I drink that every night before I go to bed, because that means bedtime. Okay, so that's it. I'm done talking. Bye.